All right, so here, my two friends here have come out to help me show you the peripheral nerves in the cat. And we have several sets of nerves we're going to look at. The first set are associated with the brachial plexus. And the brachial plexus is an interconnection of nerves, and I should say an interconnection of ventral rami associated with the cervical enlargement that allows us to reorganize axons in those ventral rami so that when they come out over on the other side of the interconnections in the peripheral nerves, the nerves have a mixture of axons coming from different ventral rami. Okay, so there are 5 nerves that are associated with the brachial plexus, and all but one of them, the axillary nerve, are visible on this specimen. Okay, and you usually can't see the axillary nerve because when it comes from the brachial plexus, it turns posteriorly, and we'd have to do a much more in-depth dissection in order to find it. Okay, so we're going to start with the nerve that innervates the biceps brachii muscle right here. And if you lift up this muscle, you can see that nerve on the inferior surface. Okay, so that thin white strand, I'm going to kind of pick it up with the forceps now. This is the thinnest of the nerves that comes from the brachial plexus. This is the musculocutaneous nerve. Okay, so it's telling you in the name that it innervates both muscles and skin. That's what cutaneous is referring to. And most of these do, even though they don't say it in their name. Okay, the musculocutaneous is the nerve that innervates the biceps brachii muscle, and it's the smallest of the 4 nerves we're going to look at. The largest is this one here, which is the radial nerve. Now the radial nerve is a huge nerve, and it actually innervates the triceps brachii, and you can see it kind of diving into the medial head of the triceps here. And it also innervates all of the muscles that have an extending function in the upper limb. So the extensor carpi radialis muscles, the extensor digitorum, those are all innervated by the radial nerve. Okay, so we had the skinny musculocutaneous, the much larger radial. Now we have 2 nerves left that are pretty similar in size, and we can tell them apart in 2 ways. One, by whether they're with other structures or alone, and also by their location. Okay, so we'll look at this one first, and the white structure that you see in this group of 3 is the median nerve. The median nerve always is found in association with the brachial artery and vein. Okay, so that's why as I'm holding this up, you can see pink, white, and blue, kind of like red, white, and blue. Very patriotic here. Okay, so that white structure is the median nerve. Okay, and it's going to be cruising around through the antecubital space. Okay, and that's where, if you were having blood taken for testing, that's the usual location where they draw the blood. So one of the things that you have to learn when you're learning how to do phlebotomy is how to find the median nerve so you don't actually stick the needle in that, because that would be bad. Okay, the one that's alone is the ulnar nerve. Okay, so the ulnar is the loner. Okay, the ulnar nerve is by itself, and it cruises down here around the medial epicondyle of the humerus. If we dissected it further along here, we'd see it going in that direction. So that's actually what you hit when people say, I hit my funny bone. You squeeze this nerve in between the medial epicondyle of the humerus and whatever you have bumped into. Okay, so just to go through them again: musculocutaneous, skinny one on the biceps; the radial, much larger, diving into the triceps brachii; the median with the brachial artery and vein; and then the ulnar by itself. Okay, as we go down to the anterior thigh, we only have one nerve here, and this nerve is exiting from the iliopsoas, and that is the femoral nerve. Okay, so if you're seeing the quads, the sartorius, the iliopsoas, you can see how we're kind of pushing the anterior abdominal wall out of the way. That would be the femoral nerve there. Okay, I'm going to switch cats quickly, and we're going to move the biceps femoris out of the way. Now we're on the posterior thigh, and you can see the largest of the nerves. This is the sciatic nerve. Okay, this is a big, beautiful nerve. Everybody says, oh, please, please put the pin in that for the quiz or the lab practical. Okay, the sciatic really doesn't have any innervation on its own, but once it divides into its two branches, these are the branches that innervate structures on the posterior leg. Okay, so the piece of the sciatic that is going laterally towards the fibula is the common fibular nerve. The one that stays on the side where the tibia is the tibial nerve. Okay, and you can also think of the common fibular as heading toward the fibularis muscle, which is here by the fibula. The tibial nerve stays on the tibia side, as I said, and it also dives right into the gastrocnemius, which it innervates. Okay, and that's it for the nerves on the cat.